Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Kanada'nın en iyi teknik üniversitelerinden Southern Alberta Institute of Technology'de eğitim ve mezuniyet sonrası kariyer imkanlarını Rita'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Rita, the stage is yours now.
Thank you very much, and thank you so much for the introduction. I'm happy to be here with you today. We'll discuss today our institute, which is the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, and the concept of applied learning that we use here at SAIT'te. We are located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I hope you find the presentation useful. I'll be happy to answer any questions for you at the end of the presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll get started. Can everybody see my screen okay?
Yes, we can see.
Great. Great. So this is a photo of the main building in our campus. We are a technical institute located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and we are called Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, otherwise known as SAIT'te. So first, I'm going to discuss some of the advantages of studying in Canada. Why do so many international students choose to come to Canada for their post-secondary international education? Well, primarily Canada has a high standard of living. It's a great place to live and work, and Canada is regularly ranked among the top 5 safest and cleanest countries in the world, with some of the highest standards of quality of life in the world. Canada was also considered by the UN as one of the 10 best countries to live in based on the conditions of quality of life. And that factors in, of course, the education system for its residents. In addition, Canada is also considered the 5th happiest country in the world due to the excellent standard of living that we provide. Economically, Canada is considered one of the countries with the lowest tuition fees for post-secondary or higher education among English-speaking countries. So that means that the tuition fees that international students pay to come study in Canadian universities are going to be lower than compared to universities in Australia, United States, or Great Britain. We actually also provide an excellent healthcare system at a low cost. Health insurance here is inexpensive compared to some of the other English-speaking countries like the United States, and the services that Canadian hospitals and health clinics provide are some of the most advanced and affordable in the world. We are regularly recognized for our high-quality education, primarily in post-secondary education. So our teachers and university professors are highly qualified and bring different perspectives to the learning process. And at a university level, 2 out of 5 professors and instructors have at least 1 international degree. Canada is rated as having 11 out of 250 best universities in the world. Also, another one of the main advantages that brings international students here to Canada is the opportunity for immigration, which is very important to some of our international students that come to study with us. The opportunity to work in Canada during and after your studies and to obtain a residence permit factors highly among the reasons why international students choose to come study in Canada. The Canadian government provides a lot of different immigration opportunities for international students, and extending and moving easily from a student visa to an open work visa or a permit is an excellent way to gain Canadian work experience. So international students that come to study in Canada in an academic program are eligible to be employed up to 20 hours a week. And then after a student completes their program of study, if the program is minimum of 2 years in length, they would be eligible for a postgraduate work permit or completion of their studies, and that allows them to work in Canada for an additional 3 years. So that makes opportunities for immigration and permanent residence an attractive possibility for international students. So SAIT, I mentioned, is located in the province of Alberta, and Alberta is on the western side of Canada. We are located next to the province of British Columbia. I provided a map for you so you can take a look. We have about 4.3 million population in our province, and we have two main cities, which are Calgary and Edmonton. Calgary is located more south towards the border with USA. The border with US is probably about 2.5, maybe 3 hours away from Calgary. So SAIT is located in Calgary. And the province of Alberta has many different national parks, lakes, rivers, and mountains. Our environment is protected and well looked after, so the nature that you see in our province is very well taken care of, and it's a big draw for tourists to come and take a look at some of these beautiful locations that we have here. We are also the only province in Canada that does not have a provincial sales tax. So the cost of living here in Alberta is going to be lower than some of the other provinces in Canada. Our two main popular tourist attractions here in Alberta are Banff and Lake Louise. So they're located 2 hours away from Calgary, and we annually receive about 4 million visitors that come and take a look at these beautiful lakes and take advantage of the opportunity to enjoy skiing and snowboarding, which is some of the best skiing and snowboarding in Canada. So a little bit about Calgary. Calgary is considered one of the top cleanest cities in the world with some of the best quality of life in the world. We are regularly ranked as one of the best cities for a high quality of life. In 2019, we were rated as the best city in the world, or the 5th best city in the world for quality of life, and the #1 in North America. And we have the highest minimum wage out of all big cities in Canada, which is $15 per hour minimum wage. We are the 4th largest city in Canada with about 1.25 million population. And the cost of living here, as I already mentioned, is going to be quite a bit lower compared with some of the other large cities in Canada like Toronto and Vancouver. I included the cost of a rent of a 2-bedroom apartment there so that you could take a look for comparison. So international students that come to study in Calgary are going to be spending less on their cost of living and then consecutively making more money due to our higher minimum wage. SAIT is located right on the main transit line in our city. And if you see in green, that area is considered downtown or the center of the city. And our campus is located just 2 stops away from the center of the city. So we're very easily accessible, and students can take advantage of the opportunity to travel all over our city and have an ease of access to be able to get back to SAIT relatively easily because we're located right on the transit line. So as I mentioned earlier, our concept of learning that we offer at SAIT is called applied learning. And what is applied learning? So applied learning is characterized by a few different factors. We have what is called career-oriented programming. And what that means is that our programs are based on the demands of industry. We have very close connections with our partners in industry that tell us what the demands of industry are so that our programs can best reflect the demands of those industries. We actually have different committees and different interest groups that work together to ensure that our programs are always fresh and up to date and reflect the industry standards, the most current industry standards. So because of that partnership with industry in program development, students enjoy a high rate of graduate employment because when they graduate from our programs, they know that the skills that they've received are relevant and that they can start applying them in their careers right away. Also, many of our programs include a practicum component, which is also a pretty important factor for students when deciding to come to study with us at SAIT. So SAIT was founded in 1916, and we are the oldest technical institute in Canada. So here in the photo, you can see some of our first students that are practicing the concept of applied learning. Some of our first programs, I believe, were auto mechanic. So you can see students using and applying the applied learning concept that SAIT has been using since that time. We are very well known within our province and also across Canada because we are the oldest government publicly funded technical institute in Canada. So our brand is well known. When a student graduates from SAIT, the industry partners, an employer is going to know exactly the type of student that they're going to be getting because a SAIT student is a quality student that receives the most up-to-date education in their particular field. So a little bit about our campus. You can see some lovely photos from our campus. The top photo is taken from that central building that you see on the photo below. As you can tell, you can see the center of our city, downtown, right from campus. And it's a beautiful green campus that students really enjoy spending time on. And we have many different international students that come to us from all over the world. So as I mentioned earlier, we partner with industry in our program development, and we have a high graduate employment rate of 90%. So 90% of graduates from our programs found employment within 6 months. We also have small class sizes, which means a ratio of student to instructor is going to be about 1 to 20, which gives students the opportunity to learn in smaller groups, build connections with their peers, and then get additional support from their instructors if they need it. When you're learning in a big auditorium like you see in universities where there's 200 or 300 students per class, it doesn't give students that opportunity to make close connections with their peers and to get assistance from their instructor on a one-by-one basis. We offer that possibility to our students because of our class sizes, small class sizes. And we have more than 75 different programs for our international students to choose from. I am a colleague of the International Center at SAIT, which supports our international students from the point of application or even before they apply. I can provide consultation on the type of programming that students can choose, and we provide assistance and support all the way until a student graduates from our programs. So the kind of assistance and support that we provide is new orientation for students. We offer cultural and academic consultations, different consultations and seminars about immigration, employment, as well as the postgraduate work permit. So we offer different types of programming at our institute. We have certificates, which are 1 year or less, diploma programs that are 2 to 3 years in length, bachelor degrees, which are 4 years long, and an applied bachelor, which is a unique concept here in Alberta. It is a 2-year degree, and it requires that a student already has some post-secondary education in that particular field. So an applied bachelor is going to give a student an additional possibility of knowledge with practice and theory in a particular field that they want to acquire more skills in. And we offer practical learning in modern labs, and students can choose to transfer to university after completion of their program. So our programs, because of our high graduate employment rate, are very competitive, and many of them fill up quite quickly. So we always recommend to our students apply ahead of time. Apply about 8 or 9 months actually before you plan to start your program. So our programs for fall 2021 are already filling up. So I would encourage you that if you are interested in our programming, that you come to our website or schedule a consult with one of our international student recruiters so that they can advise you on the type of programming for you to choose. Many of our programs also include a practical component, and all of our training and learning is done in specialized modern laboratories. It often happens that our industry partners who help us in the design of our programs donate their equipment to us so that students can study on the most up-to-date equipment. And it'll be the very same equipment that students end up using in their careers. So when they study, they're going to be familiar with the type of equipment that they use, and they're going to be comfortable using it once they begin their careers. The possibility of transfer is available depending on program and depending on university. We have many different transfer options. You can go to our website and take a look. So a student can get a diploma from SAIT'te, and then based on the type of program that it is and the kind of institution that they transfer to, it would be possible for them to start into the third year of a bachelor program after receiving a diploma from SAIT'te. So our programs are split up into 8 different schools. So a student can choose based on the interests that they have. We have a School of Business, and I actually also listed some of our most popular programs under each school. So we have a School of Business, a School of Construction, School of Health and Public Safety, School of Hospitality and Tourism, School of Information and Communication Technology, the McPhail School of Energy, which has some of our really exciting energy-driven and engineering programs, School of Manufacturing and Automation, and School of Transportation. So we have more than 70 different programs for our international students to choose from, and they range in length from 12 weeks to 4 years. And any program that is longer than 8 months in length is going to be eligible for a postgraduate work permit. So when you come to our website, and when you take a look at the kind of programs that we offer, you can see what the duration of the program is. And then that way you know that if it's longer than 8 months, you would be eligible for a postgraduate work permit for up to 3 years, depending on your program length. So I'll tell you a little bit about some of our programs. In the School of Business, we have our Business Administration Diploma program, which is one of our most popular programs. And it offers students the possibility of 6 different majors that they can choose from within that program. So the majors are accounting, financial services, human resource management, management, marketing, and supply chain management. Our business school is one of the largest business schools in Western Canada. And our professors and instructors and teachers that teach in that school are experienced business professionals that often come to us from industry and then come to our institute to teach. So they bring their real world knowledge and experience to our students. And students are going to be engaged in different kind of scenarios during their learning, everything from case studies to on-the-job modeling, role-playing, hands-on training. And you're going to participate in some specialized software or consulting for real clients, which are our industry partners. We have the School of Construction. This is students in our home lab, which is a very exciting laboratory where students have the opportunity to build a home from scratch. So they build it from the ground up. And because Canada is a large country by landmass and has a relatively small population, our big cities are constantly growing. So careers in construction are always in demand because our cities are expanding. We're always welcoming new immigrants to our country. So the field of construction is going to be a popular and an in-demand field. We have our culinary and hospitality programs. Our professional cooking program is rated as one of the top 30 best programs in professional cooking in the world. So we've been recognized as one of the best culinary schools in the world, where instruction is done by instructors who were chefs previously in industry. So they come to us from industry and they bring their real world experience to our students, and all the learning and training is done hands-on in our big culinary labs. You can see some of our students enjoying training in the culinary program. It's also a very popular program for international students, and it gives you knowledge from the ground up. So you can come in having no knowledge at all about the professional cooking realm, and then finish your program with a degree that allows you to get to work right away. In the field of energy, we offer different types of programming. As you may know, Alberta is the center of the oil and gas industry for Canada. So among the programs that we offer in the oil and gas field, which are to do with petroleum, we also offer different types of programming in the green energy field. So we have some programs related to environment technology, wastewater treatment and management. So depending on what the student's interest is, we offer both green types of programs and then the petroleum type of programming as well. We also offer many different programs in the engineering technologies field, depending on your interest level. So anything from chemical laboratory technology to electronics engineering, electrical engineering. So depending on what your interest level is, you can be sure that we probably have an engineering technologies programs for you. You can come to our website and take a look more in depth, or schedule a consult with me, and I can help you choose based on your interest level and your educational experience. We also offer programs in the health and medicine field. There's 4 or 5 programs for our international students, and they are health information management, nutrition for healthy lifestyles, dental assisting, and the optician and ophthalmology program, which are new for us. There are many interesting programs in the information technologies field. As you all know, due to the worldwide pandemic of COVID-19, everything has been moved into working remotely, learning remotely. So everything is done distance. The education that you receive, the work that we do, everybody's working from campus. Everything has gone off into the digital realm. So because of that, our information technologies programs have become very popular in the past year. So one of the main ones that students choose is the Information Technologies Diploma, which offers students the possibility of majoring in one of 4 different fields, which is computer systems, network systems, software development, and telecommunications. So the first year of studies is going to be a foundational year, and that is going to be the same for everybody. And then in the second year, students have the option of choosing their major out of the 4 that I mentioned previously. It is a competitive program, so this is one of the programs that fill up quickly, and we recommend applying ahead of time. Also different types of programming in the production and manufacturing and automation area. We offer programs that deal with making, modifying, and maintaining and testing of manufacturing sector equipment. Some of our industry partners are involved with designing our programs as well, as I mentioned. And because of that, students also enjoy a high rate of employment in this field as well. And we have some of our more creative programs in the mass media and communication area. Here, students can find programs like journalism, radio, television, and broadcast news, film and video production, graphic communication and print technology, as well as new media production and design. And the School of Transportation also offers some really interesting programs that deal with aviation equipment. So here you can see some equipment that has been donated to us by our industry partners, and students receiving training right on that same equipment. So some of the more popular programs here is aircraft maintenance technician, avionics technology, railway conductor, and many other interesting programs as well. You can go to our website and take a look more in depth. We also have for our students, a student employment service center where we offer assistance with employment. We have 2 big career fairs that we run 2 times a year in March and November, where employers and industry partners come to us, and students get the opportunity to interact with them, chat with them, sometimes have a mini interview, obtain additional details about their company, and find out more about what kind of employment they're looking into after they complete their studies. Our Career Service Center helps students with their job search. So they offer different kind of employment seminars, resume preparation, interview training, and job search assistance. The cost of our program, so it varies depending on the length of the program and the type of program, but it ranges from $11,000 Canadian to $28,000 Canadian per year. On average, that works out to about 18,000 Canadian per year for a program. There's going to be additional costs involved with books and learning materials, additional costs for residents on campus, and we tell our students to plan for about $10,000 Canadian for living expenses per year. That's going to include your transportation, your entertainment, your food, your clothing, and things of that nature. So the admission requirements for our programs, we typically look at, depending on program, we'll be looking at grades in math, physics, chemistry, biology from high school courses. We require your final transcripts from your high school, and we'll be taking a look at your final grades. And we usually look for most of our programs for above average grades around 60 to 65%. We also look for English proficiency in order to demonstrate that you meet the English proficiency requirement, which is IELTS academic with a score of 6.0 in each section. So in reading, writing, listening, and speaking, you'll have to have a 6.0. But we also accept other ways of proving your English proficiency, which is the Duolingo online English test with a score of 105. And we also accept TOEFL. Depending on the program, sometimes you might see that there's additional entry requirements. If the program is highly competitive, for instance, maybe some of our creative programs like our journalism program might ask to take a look at some samples of your writing. Different programs could also ask to take a look at your resume, your portfolio, conduct an interview, or take a look at your previous career analysis. And the application fees for our international students are 150 Canadian dollars. Students can come to our website and start the application directly from our website. So it's a fairly straightforward process. And we also provide students an opportunity to live on campus in one of our residence buildings. So here you can see the two towers where students stay in our student residence. They are located right in the center of our campus. And as you can tell, our campus is very green, lovely, and has lots of different space on campus for students to study and enjoy leisure activities. So one of these two buildings is where students will reside in the student residence. And here are some photos from campus. So I've included the two top photos are of the center of our campus, and then you can see the bottom photos on the right were taken from our campus. The very bottom one in the corner there was taken from the Begin Tower, that gray building. You can see the center of our city, downtown, right from our campus. So what is included in the cost of staying with us on campus? They are fully furnished apartments. Students will have to bring their own bedding. So your pillows, your towels, and your blankets, that will have to be brought with you or purchased here. You'll have a bathroom and a kitchen, high-speed internet and television, telephones, study rooms, game rooms, a laundry, and 24-hour security on site. And students can choose from different square footage options depending on what their budget is and what kind of living arrangements they want to have. So we have a one-bedroom option for our students, and I included the cost there per semester. So in an area like this, in an apartment like this, a student is going to be residing on their own. They'll have their own bedroom, living room, dining area, kitchen, and bathroom. There's also a smaller version in a studio apartment, which is a more kind of compact living arrangement. It's going to be a smaller apartment, and I included the semester rate there for you as well. A two-bedroom apartment is a shared accommodation apartment. So a student is going to be sharing the kitchen and the bath area, and each student will have access to their own private bedroom. And the most budget-friendly option for our students is the four-bedroom apartment, which they will share with 3 other students. So each student will have their own bedroom area. They will share a living area, dining area, and kitchen, and one bath per 2 students. At the moment, our campuses are closed due to COVID-19, but our programs remain running. So we are accepting international students. Most programs at the moment are being taught online, and a few programs are being offered in a blended format, meaning partially online and partially in the lab. And for fall 2021, we are hoping to have, depending on what the restrictions are with COVID-19, but at least 50% of our programs we are hoping to have in a blended format. So students can come to our campus and take our programming on campus. But of course, that will depend on what happens with the COVID-19 situation. We are following guidelines from our government constantly and monitoring the situation as it changes. So we are passing that information on to our students as new information becomes available. If you have any questions about what your studies are going to look like due to the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, you can schedule an appointment with me and I will be happy to provide you with consultation in a one-on-one appointment. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. I've included my email in the bottom there, so you can make note of that and send me any questions you have by email. And of course, I will also be happy to answer any of your questions in the chat here. So I'll navigate now to the questions section and we'll go through them one by one. How is the accommodation options around the campus? Is apartments affordable? I did mention some of that information in my presentation. I can navigate. Let's see, no, I'm not able to change anything now, but if you wanted to send me an email, actually I can provide you with a link to our campus, to our Living on Campus page, and then you can take a look at what some of the options are and what the costs are associated with living on campus. So I'll send you that answer in the chat right now. Okay, there you go. So you should have access to that page and you can take a look more in depth. Which programs are the most popular for foreign students? I heard that the petroleum and related engineers have good opportunities in Alberta. Which programs would you suggest if we build career there? Of course, some of the more popular programs, yes, have been the petroleum programs for our international students. There's also opportunities now in the business program, which is a very versatile program that gives students the opportunity for theory and practical learning, as most of our programs do. It really depends on what your interests are. So we always recommend to students, choose a program that you're going to enjoy, because that'll give you the chance to receive higher grades and ultimately be more satisfied with your education after you complete it. There's all over Canada, there's different types of employment opportunities depending on what area you're looking in. So if you plan to stay in Alberta, certainly the petroleum and other related energy type of programming would be popular. But we also provide many types of programs in other fields and other areas of interest. I will send you a link to our program information page so you can take a look at the different types of programs that we offer for international students. Is this field and the field of medicine the same? So I'm not sure what that question is referring to, but we do have a few programs in the health and medical field for our international students, which is the nutrition for healthy lifestyles, health information management, optician, ophthalmology assistant, and the dental assisting program. Those programs do fill up fast because they are quite popular with our international students. So I do recommend that you apply to them as soon as you're able. I'll send you the link to our program information page so that you can take a look more in depth, the details surrounding each program, the costs and the employment opportunities after you complete a particular program. Do you have any specific companies for internship and job opportunities? Sorry if I missed. We work with many different industry partners. Our brand and our profile is well known all over the province, certainly, and then also within Canada as well. So it really depends on what type of employment you're looking for after you complete your studies. There's many different types to choose from, and you can consult our Career Center for additional questions related to employment. And they can, after a student completes a program of study, then they can consult them on employment statistics, offer them some tips and advice on finding employment, and assist with the job search. Do you offer English language preparation year, or do you have partner language schools? Yes, we do have the opportunity to take English classes if you need to improve your level of English. So I will send you a link to our English 2 pages. So one is the English proficiency, which gives you a list of our pathway partners that we accept for English proficiency. And I'll also send you a link to our English upgrading page so that you can take a look at the language programming that we offer in case you're interested in improving your level of English. I sent you those 2 links in the chat. There we go. Do we need to get a GMAT score for business master programs? We don't offer master's programming in our institute, but we also don't require GMAT scores for any of our programs. So you can see the program requirements that are listed on each program information page. And typically what we look at is courses in your grades from your high school courses. So your math, science, physics, chemistry, biology, depending on the program. We typically would look at grades that you obtained in your last year of high school. So we would need your final transcripts with your final grades and English proficiency. That's all that's required for our programs, unless there's additional criteria like an interview or a portfolio or a career analysis or your resume. But we don't require anything like a GMAT score for our programs. And the next question, how long it takes application process after sending our documents? So that depends on how many other applications are being reviewed at the same time. Typically, I say to students, after you submit your documents, it'll be a few weeks. So it could take up to 4 or 5 weeks for your documents to be processed, but you will have access to a personal portal, which is your MyState portal. And you can go into that portal and monitor your application status. So if it changes, of course, you also get a notification by email, and you can also keep an eye on your application status in your personal portal. I'll send you the link now for our How to Apply page, which will give you in-depth information about the application process and how to do that step by step. Okay, next question. Is it flexible application deadlines? I say to my students that you can apply almost up to the program start date as long as the program is open. But of course, we recommend that students apply as early as possible because some of our programs fill up quickly, and then you risk being put on a wait list. So yes, it is a flexible application deadline, meaning that if there's space available and that if you are in Canada already and don't need to worry about, if you already have a study permit and don't need to worry about obtaining a study permit from abroad, if you're already in Calgary and the program still has available space in it, you can apply right up until the program start time, but there's no guarantee that you're going to get in because it depends on many different factors. It depends on if the program is full, and of course you still have to factor in your the application timeline. So it'll take them a bit of time to review your documents and provide you with an answer. So I recommend that you start applying and looking into programs in the fall right now, as some of them are already filling up, and we have many programs that some programs already have a wait list. So I will also include the program information page for you so that you can take a look at the different programs that we offer. And you can actually see right on the website, it'll list if the program is open, closed, or has a wait list. Okay, next question. Could you please inform about graduation percentage if you have statistic about it? Thank you. So you can take a look at our graduate employment rate on the program information page. I will send you the link as well. Each program on the website will have a statistic about how many students were able to find employment after completing their program. But on average, for most of our programs, it is in the range of 85 to 90%. So some programs, I believe, the avionics technology program or the aircraft maintenance technology program actually has a 100% graduate employment rate. So it depends on the program that you choose. But for the most part, on average, it's about 90% for most programs. So you can go to the link that I've sent and take a look at each program in depth and take a look at program details, costs, admission requirements. And then it'll list on the page what the graduate employment rate is. Next question, what is the minimum GPA requirements for bachelor degree in business? So for the business program, I will send you the link to that page and you can take a look at what the admission requirements are. For the business program, we look at grades in mathematics from high school and English proficiency, of course. So I will send you the link to the Bachelor of Business Administration diploma degree, and you can take a look at the details of that program and what the admission requirements are on the page. Next question, our campus's open education is online or hybrid type during this period? So our campuses are currently in a hybrid format, I'd say. For the most part, our programs are being offered online, for the exception of a few programs that require hands-on practical training for their students. And for those programs, the campus is open, but it's a very limited number of programs because we are still under strict government restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So as the situation worldwide starts to improve, as vaccinations become more readily available, we hope that our campus is going to be open to more programming in the fall for face-to-face learning, but that is going to depend on what the situation with the COVID-19 pandemic looks like over the next couple of months. But we are open for a few programs right now for laboratory work. Can we get work permit while study? So part of your student visa, when you receive a student visa for coming here to study an academic program, part of that student permit allows you to work up to 20 hours a week off campus. And during your break periods from study, so while programs are not running in the summer semester, when students are on summer vacation, they can actually work up to 40 hours per week off campus. So yes, it is possible to work during the time that you study. And then if your program is a minimum of 8 months in length, you would be eligible for a postgraduate work permit after you complete your studies. And the postgraduate work permit would be based on your program length. But for a program of 2 to 3 years, the postgraduate work permit would be valid for up to 3 years. So I will send you a link to our international program page where you can take a look at program information more in depth. Next question, can international students get residence permit in Alberta easily after graduation? So this depends on a number of factors. It's not a universal answer for everybody because it's going to depend on your particular situation. It's going to depend on what kind of education you received, what your previous employment experience has been like, and many other factors. So that would be more of an immigration type of question, which is outside of my realm of experience, but certainly we have many students that have completed programming with us that have gone to work in Alberta or in other provinces in Canada, and then were able to obtain a residence permit, a permanent residence permit based on their work experience. But that would be more of an immigration type of question that involves many other aspects that need to be factored into that decision. I will also provide you with a list of our programs for international students so that you can take a look at the programs that we offer. I believe that brings me to the end of our questions. So I will, I'm not sure in the chat if I could type in my email so that, there we go. I'll leave my email in the chat box here so that if there's any questions that come up, you can email me and I will be happy to provide you with additional information. I'm not sure if that is showing up. There we go.
Yes, thank you very much, Rita, for your great presentation, and you covered all of the questions.
Thank you very much for your time and your attention and for inviting me to speak with you. I hope you have found it useful, and I hope that we see you in Calgary sometime.
Yes, thank you. Also, we believe it was a really informative webinar for the attendees, and I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. SAIT ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Rita'nın paylaşmış olduğu mail adresinden iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Aynı zamanda linkleri de inceleyebilirsiniz. Sizi 8'deki webinarımıza da davet etmek istiyoruz. Thank you again, Rita. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you so much. Have a nice evening.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.